If you're looking to connect with the spirit world, to get guidance and open your psychic abilities for messages and answers and to get support, then I have the events for you. So you're wanting to go beyond what you see and what you feel. This is where I have gone, and I am bringing in the dragons. And each week I am asking you to select dragon cards that give you some of the information about what is it that in the next step, what can you change to make this an easier journey. This is how the dragons navigate you through into working in the spirit world. So it's not asking someone else to always read for you, because you have the abilities yourself. You are able to open up your senses, and this is what I teach. I do the dragon card readings because they are so poignant and they're so expressive into getting into your sovereign mode, so that you can sit and maintain that for an ever and ever and in a day. And this is a practice. And I'm doing challenges and I'm doing masterclasses and I'm teaching you how to open up your own psychic abilities to welcome in the dragons, if that's for you. I certainly have a group already that are welcoming in dragons through their art. They're seeing dragons, they're getting messages, they're hearing their own divine guidance. So it's not just for the few, it is actually for the many. Every Friday I choose 4 of the dragon cards based on the theme of whatever's going on in the cosmic, because these are my cosmic dragons. So I choose the 4 cards, and we have the 4 cards ready to read today. So if you're ready and if you've chosen your card, if you're listening to this and you haven't chosen your card, don't worry, you can choose now. The messages that come through are all based on a theme of whatever is opening up, whatever is available for us to understand. We're all here understanding about law of attraction. We're all trying to get more spirituality. We're all trying to get a better connection with the spirit world so that we can navigate this earth world so much better. The first card today that I'm going to read to you is a most magnificent dragon who came to me, and his name, he asked to be called Raphael. And Raphael is just the most patient, methodical, kind, but he will push you to get more details out of you. And this is what I do in my challenges. This is what I do in the incubator, in the 30-day incubator. I will be helping you to pull out, this is my genius, pull out the details of what it is that you're really creating, what it is that you really, really want. Raphael's card today, so on timing number 1, we start today at 3 minutes in. So card number 19, this is Raphael. And this card is the evidence you required is right here. It's been here all the time. What we just need to do is just get out of our own way and get into the spirit world. Get into the spirit world where the answers come through. This morning, doing my 30-minute devotion, talking to my spirit world, talking to my soul, information comes through that helps me know what I'm going to be doing that morning. What's the most profound, what's the best way to serve this morning? And that's what I've been working on this morning. So you never really are left not knowing what to do, which for myself was a big part of this whole journey. I was not asking. I wasn't really understanding what my part was. I wasn't listening and I wasn't asking, and therefore it was just too much in my head. When I stepped out of the way, allowed spirit to guide me, everything became so much easier and so much more sensible and more profound and more potent. And that's when these dragon cards came through, because I was asking, I was listening, I was dropping out of the way, I was letting myself be guided. And this is what this journey is all about. It's not about thinking something or following what someone else is saying or following in somebody else's footsteps. This is the path less traveled. This is the journey that you are going to be going on. Raphael today then, the evidence you required is right here. So I'm going to take what he says. These are all messages that came through from the dragons that I have been asked to put in sections for each dragon. and they help you navigate whatever you're going through. So if you pick this particular card, you will be navigated through something that's going on for you right now here on planet Earth. And they're asking you to use your intuition. They're asking you to step into the spirit world. They're asking you to connect with your soul. The evidence you required is here. The pulse you feel inside of you to change and play a new game is strong right now. You feel compelled to turn things up, to turn things around, and yet you require the evidence to know that you are on the right path. You feel you can do this only if you have the evidence. If you have the evidence, it'll work. Which is when you are living with the feeling of when your desire has been delivered. Maybe your desire is like ease of feeling 100% live, experiencing life and everything and life has to offer. When it's actually the other way around. It's not that it's already here. It's like, how can you imagine that it's already here? If you were able to feel your dream as already here and being experienced as you live in your day, this would just feel lighter and easier, and everything is working out really, really well. Everything that you think will happen, can happen, does happen. And you have to still keep sending the feeling of the evidence to arrive. Again, it is an expansive feeling, a deeply satisfied feeling. It's warm and comfortable and safe and adventurous and exciting and fun, spontaneous, like leaping without the safety net and trusting. And there is a something feeling inside your body that there are no limits to the human body and that you will land safely. That the edges of the body are very fine and light and that you have access to everything you want because you are constantly creating and filtering your experience. This requires the mastery of thought, the mastery of your mind, the mastery of your overthinking, analysing, looking for evidence mind. This requires a level of trust from the personality to allow the spirit and the soul to think in a way that is limitless, that is light, that is exuberant, looking for spontaneity, looking for excitement and a life full of pleasant surprises, and trusting then that everything will be okay. And this is exactly what I'm teaching when I'm doing my challenges, when I'm setting up the incubator. There is something very, very exciting coming. And this is all of it. So if you listen to this, what he says again, this requires a level of trust from the personality to allow the spirit and the soul to think in a way that is limitless. It really is getting out of your overthinking mind that is going to allow you to reach into the spirit world and let them look into your world and give you the $1 million idea that's great for your business, or give you the solution and the answer that's going to really be amazing to change that particular relationship around. Raphael is so patient and he's always asking for more detail. Not necessarily detail in more thinking, but when whatever you're thinking and you're focusing on, he's asking for the detail of to add in your senses. And this is where it becomes really exciting, because once you could feel something, once you can set that in stone, the feeling, you've got the inside story in the back of your head and it's running all the time. That means you can be hiking up a mountain or doing the shopping or doing the driving, and things will land, things will happen. When these are your dominant thoughts, you will make things happen. And this is exactly the stories I tell when I'm telling about my selling my house for exactly the right price, to exactly the right kind of people, or when I'm looking for a house and I find the house and it's exactly the way I want it to be. We have to be able to put out there what it is that we want. And this is what Raphael is asking you all the time. So that was Raphael. Thank you very much, Raphael. And today we have Bloom. is our second card, card number 2. Now, if you chose card number 2, we have Bloom. Bloom is one of the favourite dragons. She's really playful, and she's really asking you to stop being quite so serious, so sensible, and get more into your imagination and be a little bit more silly. One of her major cards that I'm often reminded about is just have your heart rejoicing. What would make your heart sing, you know? So this is one of her biggest messages. Now today, if you chose card number 2, consciously living, expanding your conscious horizons. So let's dive into that one, and I'll just make a note of the time because this is really, really important. Bloom is such a great girl. She really, really is. And she wants you more than anything to just dive into the playfulness of it. I've created more things by saying, wouldn't it be fun if? Oh, wouldn't that be fun? And the feeling of it is what creates it. And this is what Bloom wants us to know today. So consciously living, expanding your conscious horizons. Have you felt high recently? Receiving a glimpse of what energy state is possible for you? Conscious living is when you have that conscious feeling that your energy has leveled up. Don't we all want that over and over and over again? So many coaches just want to be coaches because it just feels so awesome inside of us. You feel almost high on your own energy supply. Everything is working out well for you. You have a feeling of being a winner and having that Midas touch. There is a way to tune in with yourselves as consciousness, and it is far more alive and vibrant feeling than just staying in your happy vibe. There is a specific conscious flow all through your day, like a moving meditation practice that is not just sitting under a tree and doing nothing and waiting for something to drop in. But it's really expanding your consciousness to know what you feel, when you feel it. And it's a practice to know what energy passes through you, what energy has entered into your aura space, so that you can grab it and understand what it is, the messages that you're being delivered. For example, you have a way to move through these altered states between your most relaxed, safe, trusted, secure feeling place, and then you can consciously alter your state. Next, you experience yourself having no fun at all, just in the mundane, lousy, average shades of grey, and you are exploring the feeling. Bloom is the dragon that wants you to explore your feelings so that you are not frightened to feel. Because feelings are everything, aren't they? Your heart rejoicing, feeling high on your own supply, and then raising that level of energy consciously again to living in incredible amounts of fun and joy where everything is happening just perfectly to fully support you. Being able to understand and recognize those valuable feelings of your state, your moment to moment, and know how the energy feels and affecting you. You're being invited to see when you are feeling the frequency of hurt. Invited to feel when you're experiencing anger, when you're feeling content, when you're feeling the love, 528 kilohertz, and the difference of feeling of having genuine gratitude. You get to name them and be able to feel and recognize them within your body. You become very conscious and aware of where they sit in your body, and next be able to wash all of that off and let it go. As if you went into a shower. Just breathe and doing anything that's grounded, anything that has your heart rejoicing, cleansing your energy partway through the day, at the end of the day, maybe twice or 3 times a day, and getting used to the amount of energy and what kind of energy you need through the next part of the day. Bloom, more than anything, wants you to know how you feel. How do you feel right now? How would you like to feel instead? How would you like to feel when your business and your relationships and your body is like, that's it. That's exactly how I want to feel. That's it. We're all getting so squirrely and dug down deep into what we think we must do, all the strategies and everything else, we are completely missing all of the juicy bits. We're missing all of the fun. We're missing all of the feeling elements, which really doesn't get integrated very much into your business or even into your relationships. We stay in the complaining and we don't really move states. So what she's inviting you to do here is move states. I don't mean across the United States, across Europe. I mean move states inside yourself. It is like moving into a different country because it feels so radically different. Imagine going from fear to joy or from stress to relaxed. You feel the difference within your body, and this is what I'm going to be teaching in the next challenge that I do. It's a challenge within this group. It's a three-day challenge, so please come along and join in with that. This is all the way that you get to navigate your business and your life and integrate intuition into all of it. Once you know what you're feeling, it's so much easier to know, is that mine or is it someone else's? I don't need to hold on to that anymore. I'm going to focus on the feeling that I know I need to feel when my business is running on automatic and everything is working out really, really well for me. Bloom, such a powerful bringer of the new way of living. And yes, I mentioned it just now. I am doing a 30-day challenge. Well, actually, it's a 30-day incubator where you are going to get into how you feel, how it feels to be imagining and experiencing and walking and talking in that energy when your business is running on automatic, when you're doing your 10k months, when you're up leveling, when you're taking this to the very next level. And this is when you take things up to the next level, when you alter your state, this is when divine guidance comes in. This is when she shows you, I'm going to do weird things with my hands. This is when she shows you exactly where to look. She'll be saying, right over there, just look over there, look at that person, look what they're doing, look what you're doing, and alter your state. Hopefully that is making sense. This all comes through in the challenge. I've run this challenge so many times, but it helps you to understand the nuances of the state that you're in. If your state is doom and gloom and nothing's really working out well for you, you only get that back every single time. Right, that was Bloom. We're now going to move on to ceremony. Ceremony, really a fantastic dragon. Ceremony is all about walking under the rainbow, to the edge of the rainbow. Great Fleetwood Mac song. Walking to the edge of the rainbow where you can look behind you and you go, God, I've changed so much. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not complaining anymore. I've raised up the level of my business, of the way I feel, my state of being. I'm adding in more feelings. I've got my thoughts really, really centered. I know exactly what I'm doing. Ceremony is the dragon that helps you celebrate all of that and take it the next step further. You're on the ledge. You're on the very edge of the rainbow. And you're ready to fly. You're ready to have everything land for you. You've come under the rainbow. You've done all the work that needs to be done, all the internal work, and you're ready to fly. Your business is on a completely different trajectory, and so are you. This is what ceremony is all about. She loves you to the moon and back, to the galaxies and the cosmos and back, wanting this to work for you totally. This card is number 51. And is really, really just, she wants you to just have your best life ever, as all the dragons do. But she totally, oh, that's a long one. She totally wants you to understand what it is that you're doing. Again, we're talking about feelings, healing of your feelings, and the constant waves of your emotions. So going on from Bloom, what Bloom was talking about, as in, don't be frightened of your feelings. Ceremony is here to tell you and to help you adopt the better feelings, to heal the old feelings, and to know that these are just constant waves of emotion coming in and going out, and you'll be able to detect them and kind of go, don't want to feel that anymore, let that one go. Feelings are coming in and they're going out, and you'll be able to go, actually that's not my feeling, I've dealt with that already. Not going to have that hanging around me any longer. So let's read card number 51, healing of your feelings and the constant waves of your emotions. You can cry or laugh as much as you want to. The waves of feelings and emotions carry you forward and ask simply to be acknowledged and expressed. The well of your feelings fluctuate all of the time. They will rise and fall just below your conscious mind and are an accurate indicator of your inner circuits being triggered. They get jammed up or they're exploding to release energy. You know when you feel something and you think, God, what am I feeling that's just so uncomfortable? I don't like it at all. You're conscious of it. Then you're able to go, oh, I know my feelings fluctuate all the time and my inner circuits are being triggered. I'm being triggered. So you get to be grateful that you're being triggered because now you know, I need to do some inner work and I'm going to let that go. I mean, this happens to me all the time. It's like something comes up and you think, oh, yeah, it's an old story that I'm telling. It's a story on the inside. You know, these challenges I do are about your inside story. And this is how we will be able to identify them. These growing pains of becoming conscious are felt first in the body, and they are recognized and hopefully looked at and given the time and space to be interpreted. Any wave of vibration that remains unexpressed and remains suffocated, with a lid put tightly on top of it, without being recognized, can and will generate from that vibration a cause and effect on the physical and the mental state, create an unwanted entity in a form that matches the ignored frequency and the original creation. Now, this is super powerful. This is what ceremony wants you to know. There is so much to be grateful for, and you can release at any time when you have these emotions coming and going. What she's saying there is, when you're triggered, when something triggers you, and you catch a thread of it, and you think, if I don't clear that out, it's going to be creating form on my physical body. It's going to be creating form in my life. So whenever you get discombobulated, whenever you get stressed, or whenever you get angry, or whenever you get hurt, or whenever you get whatever it is that you're feeling, and you catch it, that's the time to be really consciously aware and sort of go, I need to clear that up because that is standing in my way. That very feeling there. So what ceremony is showing you, ceremony is a rainbow dragon. She's showing you what's going on the inside, what you have created on the inside. And you can undo all of that. You can unravel it by focusing on something else and going back to what Bloom said about changing your state, and Raphael about the evidence that you acquired is within, because the evidence is within. When you get that feeling, when your circuits are being triggered, that's the time to be aware. When things are not going well, this is your divine guidance as well. This is when you'll be able to kind of go, I get it. I'm repeating the same old story. Your internal story has triggered something, and your whole soul and connecting with the spiritual world, they're just saying, clear that up. We have to clear that out. We have to throw it out because this is hurting you. This is causing physical illness, metaphysical symptoms. This is causing problems with your finances, with your business. We need to clean up that inner story so that we start operating and working in a much higher frequency. We will get into the higher frequencies when we've done the inner work, when we've cleaned that up. And it's so easy to do. It's just a question of altering our frequency, altering what we're thinking about on our internal story. Otherwise, we just keep creating. I have so many stories of women that I've dealt with as a body whisperer and seeing the symptoms that they carry. So they tell me their story and I'd feel it on the inside of me. And I'd go, okay, we have to stop telling that story because that is creating form on your body. That's creating, that story is creating the locked shoulder, or it's creating the weight, or it's creating the finance blocks, or it's creating the bad relationships, or the lousy sex, or whatever it is, because that's what's being triggered for you to understand. Often some of us have too many things going on at once that we just can't take the time to notice. So I'm inviting you to take time on these challenges that I'm putting together, so that you can just get to like, oh, that's what it is. And when I hold that space for you, it's so much easier to do the inner work. Just 15 minutes a day. So that is ceremony. She has a lot to say. She really, really wants you to heal the inside stuff, so that you can walk through the end of the rainbow and kind of go, oh, let that go. Oh my God, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much greater, because you're in a different state, going back to Bloom. You've changed your thoughts, going back to Raphael, what he said earlier on. This is all the journey, and the dragons will help you navigate through all of that, so it's just not a bother anymore. We were driving yesterday to go and visit my son, who's on work experience right up in the high Pyrenees. God, it was beautiful. And there's a few cars that sit in the middle lane or sit in the fast lane, and my partner wanted to drive really fast and get past them, or just get out of the way. And they were hogging up. So these were like your triggers. These were like the things that were getting in the way. So I put my mind to it, and I said, look, we're behind you. Fiona's behind you. Dragons, please come in and help. And when you have the good opportunity, please move over. It works every single time. And my partner says, God, you're a witch. But I was doing this years ago when I was driving in the UK, selling and distributing cameras and monitors and all those kind of things. I just spent days of the week driving up and down the motorways in the UK. And this was one of the things that I learned how to do. I know I'm just going to talk to the car in front, and I'm going to connect with that person soul to soul. And I'm going to help them to sort of just decide to move out of the way. And no one resists when you come in it from this level. This is when you're soul connected. And these are all the challenges that I'm putting together. There's a lot of been going on in the background. And this is exactly why, so that we can bring you these ways of coping and these ways of soul connecting with people to make your life so much easier. The last card today, number 4, is Tara. Tara, the most beautiful sea green dragon. She came to me when I was sitting on the beach. She had the dogs on the beach going crazy, wanting to run towards our energy. Anyway, she's a wingless dragon. She flips between, one emotion and another emotion. She flips between green and blue all the time. And she wants you to see with a new perspective, see with new eyes, hear with new ears. So let's see what she has. Card number 15. Evolution is the revolution of mastering your own feelings. Oh my God, we're all on feelings today. So Tara, card number 15. Let's see what you have to say for us today. Thank you, darling. So these are Tara's words when she came to me and she spoke to me. So there is a temptation to take this shift in evolution and of mastering your feelings as tremendously serious. Take care to notice whatever the situation and find yourself as the observer, and allow the glimmer of humour woven into each and every of these situations. Your evolution as a population on the planet at this specific time, that we the dragons are here to assist you with and navigate you through, is to experience the full transition into the next paradigm. And it is a revolution and a shift into knowing you are safe to feel. Don't be frightened of your feelings, darling, is what she wants to say to you. Become a sensitive, knowing, intuitive, consciously aware, multisensory soul and human being. It is considered to be a big step. However, how would it be to consider this as so much fun? And you get to set up every day as a game that you can play and play and play. I was doing this yesterday, just told you a story of going to the mountains to go and see my son on his work experience. It's like, what is it that I would like to experience today? And I set it up And I set up exactly what it is that I want to eat on my plate, what it is that the atmosphere in the restaurant, what atmosphere I want to have with the people in the car that I'm traveling with the people on the road. I set it up, and this is how I play the game as the dragons have taught me. The revolution of allowing your feelings to flow and infiltrate you is ancient, instinctive knowledge, and you have a simple and easy access to all of it. This knowledge is actively being used and is being used by people. They're in touch with the land, who communicate interspecies with animals and plants. You read the stars and you can predict changes and locate the lost. Locating credit cards and keys and things like that is certainly one of the huge advantages of connecting in with the spirit world and being able to use your intuition. Tribes, people and native clans have innate knowing and essential life skills that tap into and read energy and into the sensitive vibrations, the frequency, transfer images. We transfer sounds and we go across the senses when we're tapping into someone else's soul. If you're wanting to work at this level, this is everything that I absolutely love doing. Ever since I've been connected, I know my soul personally. I know the soul names of every single one of my client, because it's the soul that speaks to me when we're doing the sessions. So the soul who wants to be known for the client, for my gorgeous, gorgeous clients who become friends, because they will tell me and ring me on a Saturday night at midnight saying, guess what just happened? Guess what my soul just put in front of me? And this is when we're manifesting, and this is when we're creating from a completely different place. And this works with your business and in with your life. It makes for a much simpler and much more colourful life, rather than the struggle of remaining in the shades of grey and accepting what you believe is available for you, with all the mediocre, mundane obligations of living in a monochrome average life. The narrow bandwidth, life fighting for survival and being so serious. We're stepping into the life and light of all the colours and having that wash over you, with the feeling that it's so wonderful to be fully alive. It's a rebellious revolution that awaits you when you start using your feelings. In the 3-day challenge that I will be doing next at the end of October, because I'm starting the other challenge in November, I'll be showing you how to feel into your body so that you know that you are getting divine guidance. I'll also be helping you to understand the stories that you're telling, what's triggering you, what's standing in your own way, because this is so unnecessary. And it's just so much more fun when you go, oh, okay, I get it now. I get what's going on. So if you're looking to be working and connecting with the spirit world so that it can bring you guidance, then this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be understanding how the mind works. We're going to be understanding how you can use your mind so that when your dominant thoughts are there, you will get divine guidance. We're going to help you understand how your body is working so that it's a barometer for the information that's coming through. So when you get divine guidance, you get the feeling of it and you know, I'm getting divine guidance. That's what it is. And I will help you navigate your way through that. And we will also be communicating with your soul, and you'll be having an experience of your soul so that you can get divine guidance, because there's no better way to live than being connected with the spiritual world, connecting with your soul so that you can ask the right questions and you can read into situations. I've certainly just done so many things, from selling houses to buying houses, finding lost keys and credit cards that my sons have all lost. Even my partner at work, we were talking the other day and he said, can't find this leak in this house. I can't find what's going on here. I said, would you like me to do a reading for it? So I went in and I did a reading and found more or less the location of where the water was coming from and sort of guided him to where it was. It's a shortcut. It really does take you out of your overthinking mind and going step by step by step by step by step. You know, the bloodhound that follows the scent of the fox, and it just keeps following the scent of the fox, and wherever the fox has gone, the bloodhound will go. And all the time the fox is sitting there just going, I'm right in front of you. So this is giving you the bridge, the shortcut to be able to find your divine guidance. So you'll be able to find those $1 million ideas, like the idea that I had to write the home detox box and run retreats, even though I was in France, not speaking the language. You get the ideas that are precisely good for you, and you know that you'll be able to do standing on your head, because it's like, oh my God, I can do that. That's so easy. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And you wake up excited to get on and do that work. And that's what makes life so much easier. So if you're looking to get the spiritual connection so that you can get your guidance and learn how to open up your psychic senses so that you can get messages, answers and support from beyond, then I have the events coming up in the next few weeks that are going to blow your mind wide open. So I'm saying goodbye from me and goodbye from the dragons. This is one of the $1 million ideas that came through to me. These dragon cards, when they came down and they actually gave me all the messages that were then translated into this book of Awaken with the Dragon, so that they can actually help you navigate you through to break the spell that you're in, because you're overthinking it. These dragon cards, by the way, are available. They're available on Amazon if you're in the States, and they're available via my website, and I shall put both links into this particular broadcast. Thank you very much for being here. I love you to the moon and back. And once you know what it feels like to be loved from beyond, what it feels like to be loved by your soul, this is what we'll be doing in the 3-day challenge, you will feel very, very different about working with the spirit and being connected with the spirit and using the spirit more and more and more to help guide your business. So if you have any questions for me, please put them in the comments. I'm here to be of service so that you can get a spiritual connection, so that you can move into the spiritual world with your business. You can integrate in intuition with your business so that you get those $1 million ideas. You know exactly what it is that your clients want and what they will buy from you, and you get the guidance to the products that you need to put out there that would just be so easy for you to do. Lots and lots of love. Have a great week.